Jumbo fellow adventurers on Instagram. I'm waiting for Facebook to load. And we are live. Jumbo fellow adventurers, time for another spiritual tune-up. It says we are live, but there's no image. I'm just going to keep on going. Wow. Breathless, heartbroken, shocked, and thrilled over what's been transpiring in the United States since the George Floyd murder and the riots and uprising that are everywhere. And just like on Friday, I cannot not speak about this and not share more from a spiritual perspective to fellow creators. Almost everybody watching this right now understands their personal responsibility. Most everyone watching this right now, given my genre, is aware that they are a divine, unlimited creator. And so I want to begin by stating the obvious, and that is, yes, no matter what your color is, no matter what your socioeconomics are, no matter when you were born into these hallowed sacred jungles of time and space, you are all powerful and you create your reality 24/7, 365 days a year. But a lifetime in space is but a lifetime, and we choose many for different reasons, different lessons to learn, different types of love to express, including self-love, learning how to be vocal about what we want, whether it's love or our needs, and so the stage of every single life is radically different than those of other lives. And while it is true and accurate and fair to say that we are all divine creators, and if there's something we don't like, we can change it, all of us, no exceptions, too often what's overlooked is the underlying implication that all else is equal. When in our reality, in these sacred jungles of time and space, nothing else is equal. We didn't all get born of the same parents. We didn't all get born of the same skin color. We didn't all get born with a silver spoon in our mouths. And therefore, our experiences are radically different. Right now on planet Earth, it's a really primitive time. We're all ignorant. We're all naive, mostly to our power and the truth of our divinity. But different quarters, different realms are more ignorant than others. So to say, hey, you make your own reality, can't you figure that out? You should be able to do better for yourself is grotesque and unfair and not reasonable at all. Is it true? Yes. Does it paint a clear picture? Absolutely not. As I shared with you on Friday, if your neighbor's house was burning down, would you say, hey, you make your own reality? I made my reality and my house is not burning down. You know, you're going to learn from this and your next house won't burn down. No, you would throw caution to the wind and you would throw your heart, mind, and soul and run into that burning house to save whoever you could possibly save without any thought of your life. This is the nature of humanity, and this is who we really are. But in our big, complex world, we've lost sight of people being our neighbors and our brothers and sisters, whether they live in Brooklyn or Alabama or La Jolla, California, or in Mumbai, India. We're all of the same divinity. We're all in this together. And it has gotten to such a degree that to break this down really small, instead of talking globally, because it's way too overwhelming with all the religions and all the beliefs and all the extremists, if you lived in a little village of 100 people, simple, right? And 20 of those people suppressed another 20 people. So 40 people in this equation, 60 people, these are wacky made up numbers. I have no idea what the percentages would be. But you've got 20 people suppressed by another 20 people, and there's 60 other people who are living their lives and they're discovering that they're divine creators and that their thoughts become things. Historically, what we've done on a planetary level is turn a blind eye to the 20% offending the other 20%. It's not my life. Hey, I'm busy. I've got mouths to feed. But in a village, you wouldn't do this, would you? In a village, you'd be like, there's something wrong with this. Something needs to be said. What should be done? This is really a very difficult question, and I don't know the answer other than what I shared on Friday. To go within and ask yourself, where does love call me? But here are some things that I think if we lived in a village of 100 and you were one of the 20 being suppressed, thereby less likely to know of your divinity because you're struggling, less likely to know of your power because you're trying to save your life. Or if you were one of the 20 oppressors, this would be a hard message to get to you. But I think it would be fair to say that you would make some kind of gesture. And to put it another way, this is what love is calling me to do. To make a couple of statements right now that are too often not made, and perhaps have never been made by me. At a minimum, given this historical indifference on the planet and in my hypothetical village of 100 people, if you're in one of the 60% and your life is nice, at a minimum, would it be fair to say that racism is real and widespread in our village? I think it would be fair to say that. I'm not even pointing fingers. It would be fair to say, and I am saying it now as an American, that racism is alive and deep-rooted and widespread throughout every one of our great 50 states, and I'm sure in the territories. I think that's fair to say. That is not a political statement. I think it's also fair to say that our institutions, just like many of us heretofore, have completely turned a blind eye to it. I'm not saying that they're racist. I'm saying that they've done nothing about it, not even acknowledged it. And in some cases, in our recent past, sides have been chosen in the political arena, and it's blatant and clear for all to see. So I think it would be fair to say, if you are one of the 60 people in a hypothetical village of 100 where 20 people have denied the rights and denied the negativity, the divinity, the dignity is the word I was looking for, of the other 20, it would be fair to say that we have turned a blind eye to it. Individually, many of us, and through our institutions. Would it be fair to say, if you were so inclined, that you support the protesters wholeheartedly to the depths and the roots of your being? I think it would. I think it'd be the right thing to do, to say the very least, if not go out and march with them. It's your call. Of course, violence has no place in these sacred jungles of time and space. But 99.9% of the protesters are not violent. So would it be fair to say, let's call it out, it's the first step towards healing, fair to say that we've turned a blind eye to it, that we've completely ignored it, that our institutions have done nothing about it, nor have we asked them to do anything about it? Would it be fair to say, would it be reasonable to say, I support the protesters? I, Mike Dooley, support the protesters. My heart breaks. I'm heartbroken. I feel powerless. This is what love is calling me to do. Historically, and this is probably the toughest one for many of you, some of you to hear, those not oppressed, like me, have unwittingly benefited from the oppression. Now, I had to wrap my head around this because on the surface, like, I'm not a racist. Everybody thinks that about themselves. But have I benefited from it? I go out and I create my own reality. I have dreams and I step into them. I have my own demons and my own fears, and that's how most of the 60% in my hypothetical village believe. But here is where we can indisputably see our benefit from not voicing our concern against racism, economically. Those disadvantaged, those who have been stripped of their dignity since they arrived in shackles to the United States, who were dumped out onto the street when slavery ended, who were not given full voting rights until my generation. You think slavery ended hundreds of years ago and this doesn't belong in the conversation? It's alive and well today, and its remnants haunt us. See the obvious. I'm not blaming you if you're white. This has nothing to do with your whiteness. But it's like, if we don't talk about the situation, if we don't say, hey, there is horrific denial of dignity to people, generation after generation, what do they do for a living? They don't go to school. They don't believe in themselves. They think less of themselves. And then they take low-paying, ridiculous, insane, offensive minimum wage payments, and then we tell them it's your fault you don't have health insurance in the United States where everyone's free, you can go get it themselves. And because they're working for nothing, for peanuts, those of us get cheaper products, cheaper groceries, cheaper Amazon purchases, cheaper everything. Anyone who is not sticking up for those who are oppressed, and they're all over the country, and those who are being the word has escaped me. Not segregated. Anyway, we're benefiting, even if you don't want to benefit from it. So do what love calls you to do. Post something about positive protesting. Post something benign. Go to my author page at Facebook right now. There is a post about a police officer who is trying to turn the protest into a parade. That's what love called him to do. There's nothing violent about it. It's an acknowledgement that we have grotesque inequality in the United States. We have immense, that word is escaping me, suppression, immense racism in the United States. Even if it's a little, it's disastrous for families. This is what love has called me to do. I might be called to add on to this tomorrow. I might never go there again. I'd love to know what your comments are below. I know from experience that there will be white people out there who hear me saying these thoughts, and they're going to say, I'm not going to apologize for my whiteness. If that's your position, you haven't heard a word I've said. This is not about pointing fingers. This is about recognizing the truth of oppression and segregation and the lack and denial of dignity of our brothers in the United States and our sisters in the United States. And of course, there are other flashpoints and other forms of discrimination against other races and Native Americans, until we can at least say, hey, it's going on. Hey, we're benefiting from it. Hey, let's do something about it, and really do something about it. It's going to continue, and there's going to be more videos and more videos. There's been an unending stream of videos documenting the facts of what I've been speaking about. These are facts. This is not political, okay? Wish you all love and wish you all truth, and this does not deny that all of us have power to change our circumstances, but it does acknowledge that it's not a level playing field once you arrive into these jungles of time and space and you aren't being told of how powerful you are. To the opposite, you're being shown that you're not worthy. We can fix this.